we saw that Iran over the past couple of years, but especially during this year, the Iranian regime has really ramped up its arms supplies and arms transfers to those same Palestinian terror groups that I mentioned. So Hamas, Islamic Jihad, but also these local groups. Many of them have been calling themselves the Jenin Brigades, for example, or those groups call themselves brigades, and they're often made up of some of them members of other groups, some of them just local guys who received weapons. Many of those weapons were supplied by Iran, and Iran really tried to supply ever more weapons, and especially, very concerning for Israel, it tried to supply more and more weapons that Israel defines as tipping the balance of power in this area. These are the kinds of weapon systems that could really hamper and limit the IDF's ability to move freely throughout the Judea and Samaria, throughout the West Bank, and act against terrorists. So, for example, several of the shipments that were intercepted by the Israeli Defense Forces over the past year or so included very powerful explosive charges, for example, that could be planted under roads and then blow up the Israeli armored vehicles that are being used. Other weapons include sniper rifles, so again, something that is very difficult to track and can really limit the IDF's abilities. As well as, for example, there have been reports that the Iranian regime also tried to smuggle anti-aircraft systems into Judea and Samaria. And this, of course, would limit the IDF's ability to just fly drones over the area as it does now and really gather the intelligence it needs to fight the terrorists. And this, again, connects to the deteriorating control the PA has over these areas. So the more PA control declined over the past years, the more the IDF had to really take over, go in more and increase its operations in the West Bank. And over the past year, we've really seen a sharp rise of really large-scale operations the IDF conducted in these areas.